take out your slates and write 100 times, "This is Talking Over Old Times." Sorry, I just couldn't help myself. Since this session in our history series from the Olympia Tumwater Foundation, the topic is Old Schools of the Tumwater area. I'm Don Trosper, and I'm from a long line of Trospers who attended Tumwater schools. In fact, my grandfather went through 8th grade at a one-room schoolhouse southwest of Tumwater called the Belmore School, class of 1900. In the pioneer days of the 1800s, there were many one-room schoolhouses dotting the countryside. Many of those historic buildings disappeared over the years, but some became grange halls, maybe private residences, and just a few have been lovingly restored by committed people who wanted to honor those early days of childhood education. One of the nicest restorations is in the Delphi Valley west of Tumwater and Black Lake, the Delphi School. One of the first community buildings built by the early settlers, once their farms were begun, was the community schoolhouse. The building could be used not only as a school, but also perhaps a community meeting place, a church, even as a polling place at election time. In the rural areas, the schools were one-room affairs with one teacher in charge of children between 1st and 8th grades. Usually the teacher was a young single woman, and the school year coordinated with the needs of the farm culture. In larger towns, the schools were larger, such as in Tumwater, with quite often 2 or more rooms, perhaps 2 or 3 stories tall, with one teacher handling 2 grade levels in each classroom. The schools were normally located within walking distance of the population it served. Of course, in those days it was nothing to walk a good number of miles each way to school. Riding horses or wagons was very rare. Instead, they used what was called leg bail, another term for walking. Tumwater's first larger schools were located partway up Tumwater Hill just off 2nd Avenue, not too far from the old Methodist Church. Outside of town in the rural areas, the schools got smaller. Most of the one-room schoolhouses had a similar design. There was often a bell tower over the entry where the coat racks were located. They were heated by a metal wood stove centrally located with a teacher's desk at the front. The desk was framed by blackboards, a globe, American flag, and often a painting of George Washington, maybe a bookshelf with a small library, and windows to let in the light for the scholars to work by. The curriculum was amazingly advanced when compared to today's curriculum for the grade levels. The kids brought their own lunches, made their own playtime activities at recess, and as roads and motorized transportation were developed, the schools were consolidated into what we see today.